Salut mon pote, comment ça va? I feel like it's been quite a long time since I recorded a video like this for YouTube, something like 2 weeks, I think. I kind of missed it actually, so I'm glad, I'm excited for today's topic. This will be the lesson number 2 in our pronunciation course, alright? And I wanted to cover one of the most basic, most easy and straightforward topic today for this chapter number 2, which will be les voyelles orales simples. If you haven't seen the first chapter, I would like you to go watch it because I introduced you to the principle of having a phonetic alphabet that looks like this. And so we're going to start this journey together by reviewing this part of voyelles. So this slide right here, if you remember, are only about voyelles, vowels, not consonant, okay? Today we will talk about voyelles orales simples. Why voyelles orales? Because you have two kinds of voyelles, oral and nasal. This will actually be the next chapter for next time. So voyelle orale is like basically the sounds that come only from your mouth without implying your nose. And simple because contrary to these ones, they don't have like different timbre. I don't know how to say this in English. Basically what it means is that these three sounds are simple, direct, straightforward, but there is one tricky thing, which is the difference between U and OU, and this is what we're going to spend most of our time on today. Donc, les voyelles orales simples, on en a 3, we have 3 of them. I, U, OU. Okay? Très bien. And like we're going to review this in detail today. One tricky thing to note right from the beginning is that, and I'm sorry about this, it's quite troublesome, but I'm not making the rules here. So this is the sound U. And when the letter U is in bracket like this, it becomes the sound OU. Alright? I know it's tricky, but okay, so this right here is the sound OU that traditionally we write OU. The Y in bracket like this is the sound U. Okay? If this is confusing to you, please watch the video number 1 first, okay? Because I was explaining how it works to have a phonetic alphabet like this. Okay? Très bien. Quick introduction. This is mostly for you to assess yourself, to see if this is going to be difficult for you or not so difficult. So I will just read these words and I want you to really pay attention and tell me if you can hear the difference. So the difference between mi, mu, mu. Si, su, su. One more time. Mi, mu, mu. Si, su, su. And more generally, I, U, U. There's an obvious difficulty here, which is for people, especially for people who come from English speaking, which is to make the sound U actually. I believe if I'm not mistaken, some languages have it, like for Japanese people, I feel like you also have U, if I'm not mistaken. So for example, for you, this should be easy. But English people, typically, they don't have the sound U. It doesn't exist in the English language. So what happens 90% of the time is that every time there's the sound U, people just pronounce it like OU. However, it doesn't work like this. These are two different sounds. And for all the reasons I explained to you in the first chapter, you should do some effort to make the difference between these sounds. Ok? On va commencer par le plus facile, le son I. Donc, le son I, comme dans les mots mi, si, merci, li. So, okay, for all of these slides, obviously I'm exaggerating the sounds, but that's okay. For now, you're allowed to do this. You're not having a normal conversation at the bakery shop or anything like this. So you should be practicing right here, okay? This is the purpose of these following slides, okay? For you to practice. So please make sure that you can make strange faces and strange sounds at home or anywhere you are you're watching this video. Maybe okay, I stop here. Donc le son I, the sound I, your mouth should be very stretched like this. I, okay? It looks like a big smile. I, all right? I. This is the most important. We don't care so much about the tongue or anything. It's just your mouth is super stretched in a huge smile and you let it go. I. I think this is an easy sound because I think that virtually every language have it. So there's not much, not much to talk about here actually. It's not difficult, I think. You can repeat after me. Mi, si, merci, li. Ok, très facile. Maintenant, le son OU, which I think is quite easy as well. Most languages either have this one or have something that is close to this one, but it's quite an easy vowel to make. OU, mou, sou, coupe, roux. You can see that in terms of mouth shape, it's, I don't know if you can say this or no, but it's quite the opposite of I actually. I is very stretched, I, but OU is like a super small round mouth like this. Donc, I, OU, OU, OU. Ok? OU, très facile. Non, what's not so easy, c'est le son U. So I have shared with you a trick last time, which from my imperfect and limited knowledge is still up to today the best trick I know to help you make the U sound. So what you do is, first of all, you will try to make a E sound, so make it clear, E, 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 okay? And then what you do, I said this a million times in a lot of different videos, what you do is that you put your mouth as if you were going to whistle. Whether you can actually whistle or no, it's irrelevant. You just put your mouth in the shape as if you were going to whistle. And while keeping your mouth in this position, you try to make the E sound. Okay? Donc, E, U, and here you have a U sound. That's it, as easy as this. When you put your mouth as if you were going to whistle, like this, your mouth is in the position to say U. U, 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 basically. You may have to move your tongue a tiny little bit from like 2 millimeters, but there's a limit to how precisely you can describe moving your tongue like inside your mouth. What's difficult and tricky about these sounds that imply changing the position of your mouth is that you cannot show it, because if I'm doing the sound, by default my mouth is not wide open for you to see my tongue, and if my mouth is open for you to see my tongue, then by default I cannot make the sound in question, right? So this is quite tricky. Donc, I, U, U, U. Here you have it basically. U. No, I'm not saying that you only have to do this and that's it, you have your U, perfect U sound, right? What I'm saying is that if making the sound U is really difficult for you, then this trick of like whistling and making a E sound is like a trick for you to force the entrance, let's say, into producing a proper U. Okay? U, U. No, if you try to move from U to U, look at my mouth. U, 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 U. Can you see the difference? No, right? There is no difference on my mouth. U, 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 U. What moves is my tongue. What should happen, basically, when I'm doing U, is that my tongue is somewhere like here. And, okay, I will use my hand to mimic what path my tongue is doing inside my mouth, going from U to U, okay? Something like this. U, 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 U. Attends. U, 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 U. Okay? And when you're doing U, a proper U, the tip of your tongue should be pushing on the teeth, like your lower teeth here, okay? Not pushing like super hard, but at least touching them, okay? U, your tongue is not touching any teeth. U, your tongue is going forward and touching your bottom teeth, okay? That's as much help as anyone can give you on video, basically. If you want more help than this, then you should have a French person or like someone who's comfortable in doing the sound properly in front of you in person, seeing exactly what is it that you cannot do and helping you live to do it, okay? As far as watching a video goes, it's as much help I can give you. So you can practice mu, su, ru, bus. Bus, c'est pas bus, alright? Bus doesn't exist. I don't want to hear this. Bus. Ou, tongue back. Ou, U, tongue pushing forward, okay? From now on, let's consider that in terms of gesture. I, so this will be I, ou, U, okay? Ou, because the tongue go back. U, because now my tongue is pushing my teeth forward, okay? Très bien. And here we have them. I, U, U. So that's it for most of it. I think from here onward, we're going to be doing a few exercises to practice, and then it's up to you. So first of all, first exercise, what I want you to do, and sorry I have to use my phone at the same time for the next exercises, and I forgot about this. Je vais lire un des trois mots. So these are only one syllable words. You don't care about their meaning or anything. It's irrelevant. No, we're just focusing on the sounds. Okay? So I will read one of them and I want you to listen closely and you tell me which one it is. I give you an example. If I say loup, is it this, or this? Loup. Loup. C'est ça. Loup. Repeat after me. Li, lou, lu. Très bien. Numéro 2. I will hide my mouth. Maybe it's better so you cannot see the shape. Ri. Ri. Ri, c'est ça. Hein? Repeat after me. Ri, roux, rue. Mou. Mou. C'est ça ou c'est ça? Mou, c'est ça. Repeat after me. Mi, mou, mu. Prefer to have my... Yeah, okay. Ensuite, su. Su. Su, c'est ça. Hein? Ok. Repeat after me. Si, sous, su. Moule. Moule. Moule, c'est ça. Hein? Repeat after me. Mille, moule, mule. Ou, u. Last one. Sur. Sur. C'est ça. Careful, this is not sourd. This is sûr. U, sur. Su. My tongue is pushing my teeth. Su. But when I'm doing su, my tongue goes forward. Backward, sorry. Repeat after me. Cire. Sourd. Sûr. Très bien. Very good. This is easy. I mean, this doesn't look difficult at least. Now, a bit more difficult of an exercise for you to do. All right. So now, one more time. We don't care about the sound. This will actually be mixing the difference between I OU et U, but this is also for you to try to recognize the consonant, okay? If you get the consonant wrong, don't worry. This is not the main point of it. It's a side quest, but not the main point. What I will do is I will read short syllables that have only like one sound, one syllable, like di, su, lu. I want you to write down what you hear. I want you to write them down, okay? Total, we will have 14. C'est bon? So I want you to write down what you hear. These are not real words. These have no, for most of them, they have no meaning. We don't care about the meaning, only the sound. It's kind of a dictation of a one syllable sound. 1. Di. 2. Sous. 3. Lu. So it's quite easy since the answer is written on the screen. Okay. 4. Fut. Fut. 5. Si. Si. 6. Su. Su. 7. Mou. Mou. 8. Pou. Pou. 9. Pu. Pu. 10. Qui. Qui. 11. Nous. Nous. 12. Bu. Bu. 13. Coup. Coup. 14. Pi. Pi. Ça va? All right, let's check the answers. Okay, you can repeat after me. Di. Di. Sous. Sous. Lu. Lu. Fut. Fut. Si. Si. Su. Su. Non, pardon. Su. Su. Mou. Mou. Pou. Pou. Pu. Pu. Qui. 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 Nous. Nous. Bu. Bu. Coup. Coup. Pi. Pi. C'est bon? Très bien. All right. Moving on to the next exercise. So now I really want you to practice reading, okay? So here are sentences. I have highlighted the sounds that are interesting for us. So first of all, practice reading the 3 sentences without my help. You can pause the video here, practice reading the sentences. So everything is orange. In orange is the sound E, everything in red is the sound OU, everything in blue is the sound U. So please pause the video here and read the sentences. C'est bon? Now, repeat after me. 10 amis pique-niquent dans leur pays avec le leader du meeting. One more time, repeat after me. So you can pause the video to have more time, every time. 10 amis pique-niquent dans leur pays avec le leader du meeting. Très bien. Now, repeat after me. Vous voulez de la soupe aux courges, c'est cool. One more time. Vous voulez de la soupe aux courges? C'est cool. If you're super motivated, practice reading it and repeating it until you can read it like this. Vous voulez de la soupe aux courges? C'est cool. Très bien. Last one, repeat after me. Tu as eu le menu légumes crus. One more time. Tu as eu le menu légumes crus. Sorry, I hope you cannot hear the noise outside. It's very, very hot nowadays in France. So all the windows and doors are open and more noise coming from the outside. And I hope this is not troublesome. You can practice reading it after me until you can read it like this. Tu as eu le menu légumes crus. Très bien. And this one also, I didn't read it fast. 10 amis pique-niquent dans leur pays avec le leader du meeting. Ça va? Très bien. Now, what you can do is here. Can you identify the 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to write the sound E? To make the E sound in French, can you find here the 2 ways to write the sound OU? And here, the 2 ways to write the sound U. It's quite easy, honestly. C'est bon? So, here's a brief summary of how to write these sounds, okay? So, the sound E in French really comes the letter E ou Y. These 2 spellings come from English words, okay? We don't have French words that use this, but I still put them, like leader is an English word that we use in French, and meeting as well. These are very common words that we use like very frequently. We use them with a French accent actually. Like we don't say avec le leader du meeting, we say avec le leader du meeting. So we kind of convert them to French by reading them with a French accent and, defining them phonetically like this. But still, these are like the fact that E-A is pronounced E and the fact that E-E is pronounced E is 100% due to the fact that these are English words and not French words. So I don't really count it, but I wanted to acknowledge it, so I still put it here. Same goes for the sound OU, as you have been able to notice by now, I guess. The sound... Sorry, I really hope you cannot hear the noise too loud outside. The sound OU really comes from the letters OU together. So whenever you see OU together in French, this is not OU anymore. This is OU. Okay, this is really OU. And OO coming from the English words as well, like cool, for example, that we use also all the time in French. But, like technically it's not a French word, so it's like I count it half. And U is always spelled U. There are a few weird cases. I don't really review them, but like for example, tu as eu. Here, tu as eu. So what's this here? U. For those of you who know at least the A1 level, if you consider yourself to have an A1 level in French, you should be able to tell me what's this. U, c'est le participe passé du verbe avoir, right? Tu as eu, c'est du passé composé. This is passé composé. Donc, tu as, c'est l'auxiliaire avoir. Eu, le participe passé du verbe avoir. But this is not the purpose of the lesson at all. Okay? But strangely enough, this EU by itself is pronounced U. In every other word, I think it's pronounced E or E. So it's kind of a weird, rare case. Okay. 99.99% of the time, the sound U comes from the letter U. Okay. I mean, as compared to some other sound that we're going to see later, this is really, really easy. I promise you. Like, in the next video, we're going to review the voyelle nasal, and one of them has like more than 10, maybe like something like 10 or more different ways to spell it. So, you know, it's way more complicated. I think this will be the last exercise. Okay, almost the last exercise, okay? Maybe the most difficult for some people, I don't know. What I will do is that I will read sentences to you. I want you to listen to the sentences. You can close your eyes, just listen, and you count how many times can you hear the sound I, U, U. Okay, so the idea of this tab right here, for example, if I say merci beaucoup, example, merci beaucoup, you can hear one time I, no, merci beaucoup, so one time I, one time U, 0 time U. Okay, one time, 0 time. Ça va? So this will be short sentences. And if you're ready, let's go. First sentence, donc phrase numéro 1, the first one doesn't have I. The first one are more easy, then it becomes more difficult. Okay, I made it this way. So the first one doesn't have I, just focus on counting how many times you hear U and U. Nous avons vu la course de Formule 1. Nous avons vu la course de Formule 1. Nous avons vu la course de Formule 1. Okay. Sentence number 2 doesn't have U. So only focus on I and, sorry, doesn't have U. Only focus on I and U. Mardi midi, j'irai courir avec vous. Mardi midi, j'irai courir avec vous. Okay. Sentence number 3 doesn't have U. So please focus on counting I and U. Julie et ses amis se ruent au musée. Julie et ses amis se ruent au musée. Très bien. Sentence number 4 has everything. So it's a bit more difficult. Really pay attention. Nous visitons la nouvelle rue de Simon et Hugo. Nous visitons la nouvelle rue de Simon et Hugo. Ça va? Très bien. If this is too difficult, please, you just go back like 10 seconds in the video, listen to it one more time. Last one, last sentence. Once again, you have all the sounds. Vous êtes sûr d'ouvrir un kiwi à la scie? Vous êtes sûr d'ouvrir un kiwi à la scie? Très bien. Very good. Now, before showing you the answer, so you should do the exercise. You have your answers. Before showing you the answers, here are the sentences I have just read. So, I will read them one more time. You can use this slide to check your answers before I show you the real solution, okay? So, you can verify, you can confirm your answers. Nous avons vu la course de Formule 1. Mardi midi, j'irai courir avec vous. Julie et ses amis se ruent au musée. Nous visitons la nouvelle rue de Simon et Hugo. Vous êtes sûr d'ouvrir un kiwi à la scie? Très bien. And here you have it. Nous avons vu la course de Formule 1. So, où? Il y en a deux. Nous avons vu la course de Formule 1. Il y en a deux. OK? Mardi midi, j'irai courir avec vous. 5. Mardi midi, j'irai courir avec vous. 2. Julie et ses amis se ruent au musée. Oh man, sorry about this. Should be 3 here. My mistake. Sorry about this. No one's perfect, huh? Julie et ses amis se ruent au musée. It's kind of ridiculous because I made the slide and the sentences myself, so so I cannot even do the exercise properly myself. I mean, you're bound to make some mistakes when you do slides like this. I was a bit tired, blah blah blah. Okay. Julie et ses amis se ruent au musée. 2. Let's go. Nous visitons la nouvelle rue de Simon et Hugo. 3. Nous visitons la nouvelle rue de Simon et Hugo. 2. Nous visitons la nouvelle rue de Simon et Hugo. 2. Vous êtes sûr d'ouvrir un kiwi à la scie. 4. Vous êtes sûr d'ouvrir un kiwi à la scie. 2. Vous êtes sûr d'ouvrir un kiwi à la scie. 1. Très bien. Last exercise, because I think your head is likely to explode soon after this one. So, last exercise, and I will free you after this. Okay? So, I will read the text to you. You can imagine what you have to do, I guess. Every hole you have to put either the sound I, U, U. Okay? Please do it seriously. This will be the last exercise, and if you can do it properly, it's quite a nice exercise for the brain, I think. Okay? C'est parti. Attends, je vais mettre ça comme ça. Dimanche midi, Lucie et Amélie vont faire les courses au supermarché et à la boulangerie. Elles achètent des mûres, des légumes, des cerises, du jus, de la soupe et du pain de mie. One more time. Dimanche midi, Lucie et Amélie vont faire les courses au supermarché et à la boulangerie. Elles achètent des mûres, des légumes, des cerises, du jus, de la soupe et du pain de mie. Ok? Ça va ou pas? Sorry about this. If you're good, then here you have it. All right? So, yeah. Let's say that in this exercise, each good answer that you have is 1 point. So, for every good answer you have, you can count yourself 1 point. So, you will have a score out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So you will have a score out of 18. And if you have watched the video up to here, and if you actually did the exercise seriously, you can leave a comment under the video to tell me how many points out of 18 you had. Okay? I will be, I don't know, happy if you do this. Dimanche midi, Lucie, so let's take this as an opportunity. I want you to repeat after me, okay? Where's my mouth? Dimanche midi. So after each of my sentences, I want you to pause the video, repeat after me, okay? Dimanche midi, Lucie et Amélie vont faire les courses au supermarché et à la boulangerie. Elles achètent des mûres, des légumes, des cerises, du jus, de la soupe et du pain de mie. Très bien. Let's stop here, okay? So this is what we have seen today. Les voyelles orales simples. I, U, OU. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I was mentioning at the beginning of the video, the next lesson we will focus on one of the most difficult topics, like I told you in chapter number 1. From my experience, the two topics that are usually the most difficult are voyelle nasal. I mean the most difficult for people. Voyelle nasal as well as those two here. The difference between E and E. This one is really a nightmare for everyone. Let's be honest. Voyelle nasal is kind of a nightmare as well, but it's kind of fun at the same time. So next chapter we will do this, and the chapter after this, chapter number 3, will be about la liaison, and I'm really excited about this one. I feel like this will be the most interesting of all chapters, because I will explain to you. Okay, I tell you when it's time, okay? That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's 36 minutes, 37 minutes already, quite long. I didn't expect it to be so long. I hope this is useful for you. What to do from here onward to practice more is to talk to people, to French people around you as much as possible, and ask them to correct you whenever you make mistakes or don't pronounce a word right. You can try to find any kind of resources when you have a text and you have the sound at the same time, and you can compare your pronunciation with a native person reading. So if you can find resources like this, that's one very, very great way to practice by yourself, basically. The best way to practice being to talk to people and listen to people, obviously. Okay? That's it. À bientôt, mon pote. Bisous.